You're such an asshole.
All right, I forgot to do this for the past couple of. I'm trying to get a new habit where I mention my books that are germane to the topic, and I link to them down below specifically instead of that long list. Here's my website. Here's my Twitter. I'm like, no. Here's this book that addresses this thing. You can find me there. So this video brought to you by Poor Richard's Retirement, even though this is about millionaires retiring. We have an interesting question here. So let me go through it. And I'm going to kind of keep you anonymous a little bit and change some things because you have a real career in a profession and a unique background. I don't want you ID'd. Please keep me anonymous. I would like a video response if you're up for it and let me know the appropriate price. First, I love your stuff. I read Bachelor Pad Economics and Poor Richard's Retirement. Yeah, see, there you go. All right. I've watched hundreds of your YouTube videos, so thank you. Education. I graduated from a very prestigious liberal arts college in a year in the past. Not within the past year. You graduated sometime in the past with an economics degree. Most of it was paid for by financial aid, some loans, parents, great parents, manageable, paid off student loans within a year of graduating. And I thought, oh, poor guy. Well, here we go. Job net worth. I am now a 30-something-year-old investment banker living at a place with a net worth in excess of $1 million. And then you break it down. Why am I telling you if it's a diversified portfolio? You should know. I don't have to give you financial advice. You make a lot of money a year. Matter of fact, I think you make more money income-wise. I know a lot of crypto bros come in here. Dude, I made $1.5 million. You make the highest salary, I think, anyone in the past 8 years of asshole consulting I've ran into. And again, I don't want to give you details, but you are very highly compensated. You're so highly compensated, the town you live in, you actually enjoy high standards of living, you know, because like he doesn't live here. I'm not saying he lives here. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But like Silicon Valley, I make $250. Oh, so you're middle income. Oh, and you get to step over feces. Yay, San Francisco. Go liberals. Go liberals. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Human feces. All right. Yeah. You have quite an affordable studio for where you live. I know you hate it here, but there's a few things keeping me here. You have a interesting hobby, and you make beer money and you have fun with it. It is very interesting you do that. If I don't email you, remind me to tell you about Disco Duke. Okay, I got to tell you about Disco Duke. Though this income is not reliable, I don't think you need it. I think you're fine. Some of my best friends from college live here, and as a natural introvert, this helps me get out of the apartment. Also love hanging out with them once in a while for drinks, and although dinner and drinks can get pricey, dude, you don't have to worry about dinner and drink prices. All right, you're golden. You're set. Don't even waste your time worrying about that. It's a problem I still have to come up with where I'm like, oh, that's pretty pricey for a burger. It's like, dude, get over it. You could afford it, and you wasting your time and the gas money to find a better deal isn't worth it. Plus, I'm dying, I don't have that much time left. I'm not going to waste my time looking for a better burger deal. 3, I briefly lived in a city where I had no friends and got very bored on the weekends. Girls and red pills. I've had 5 different serious girlfriends, each for about 2 years since I was 18. I got red pilled in 2018 by a hot chick I dated for 2 years. I consider myself extremely lucky for that breakup because not only did it save me millions, but it gave me a much more realistic view of the world, which is arguably just as valuable. Now very happy living alone, and marriage is not an option. Hang on, my voice is hurting. All right. You are tall and in shape. I have no problem getting a girlfriend, but girls are 8th or 9th on the depth chart of very important things in my life. At some point, I'll consider finding a vessel for children, but not until I'm over 40, if ever. All right, well, I would disagree if you find the right girl. Look, you don't control that variable. Right girl comes walking in. This is what happened to me. Right girl came walking in. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy surviving. I was too busy trying to. Oh, it would be nice to have rent. By the way, ladies, if you'd like more men to be marriage material, how about you make it so they don't have to work until they're 40, right? Paying taxes to be stable. No, we just need to tax them more. That way they'll be stable when they're 55. Ooh, grody, shrivelly peni. Ooh. Current status. The job has been my only job since graduating college. Oh, you didn't do graduating from college. Okay. You worked many hours plus weekends for many years. Now you are more senior, so you're only working 60 hours a week with the occasional weekend off. You've had 4 employers. You did stints at each one. And you played the game. The only way you get promoted and a pay raise is you go to the competition. Absolutely. You make a joke. It is funny. But I'm not going to say it because I don't want to identify you. Money is good, but the problem is I effing hate the job and I'm very burnt out. I'm a natural introvert, and as I get more senior, people expect me to go do these dreadfully boring meetings and present to a bunch of people that I have zero interest in. I could not care less if a company wants to hire us. I actually prefer they don't, so I won't need to work weekends doing the thing. Well, but you wouldn't have a job if you didn't sell the services. So, yeah. I just joined my new employer recently because I thought I had a few more years left in me, and this was going to be my final heist to get me above $2 million in net worth and retire using the 4% rule. But I'm already struggling and realize I have burnt out. I've been burnt out for a few years now, and making it a few years more is going to be tough. Your advice, 3 questions. When to retire? I know I could suck it up and get to the 2 million plus net worth by a very specific date. All right. We're going to stop right here. Just like you think I'm going to have a wife, I'll start looking at 40. No, you won't. If you're going to have a wife, you will meet her and you'll either be consciously aware that that is a quality gal and you're not going to find another gal like that. Or it's going to be very statistically unlikely you will, or you're going to pass up on it. Don't set this hard date. It's all right to have like general guidelines. Like I generally would like to reach this goal and then I can retire, but you're not going to have a date. You don't know what's going to happen to the economy. All right. And it's the same thing. So don't have this so hard and fast. And you'll be certain number of years, 0.5 years old. You think you're a little anal retentive? You're like the girls, like at 32.1 years old, then I will go to the husband store and I will buy myself a husband. And then we'll have 1.7 kids. And then I will go back to get my master's degree after my child is 31 days and 4 hours old. But I'll be straight up sacrificing the next 2 years to get there. Stressed and miserable. Sunday afternoon through Thursday. I keep telling myself to suck it up and stop being a pussy. You're getting paid a lot of money, but part of me wonders if I'm making the right decision remaining a corporate drone, taking orders from bosses and unnecessarily throwing 2 years of my mid-30s away. Any advice here on when to walk away and the thought process behind it would be helpful. My options are, God, you got it down to 6 months from now to 1.5 years from now to 2.5 years from now, since bonuses are paid at a certain time. Note I have a hard time walking away from the money. I prefer to go hard for 2 years rather than work for 6 more years to get to the same place. And a bad scenario for me is to retire and then have to go back to work for a boss in 6 years when I'm older because the money's going to run out. Where to live? Oh, okay. You have a couple other questions. God, you got a lot of questions. 3 questions. Okay. You say 3 questions, but then you give me 4 kind of. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's take them in order. When to retire. Get your suck it up. Look, here's the thing. It's unlikely you're going to have this opportunity again. You had what's it. You had it, dude. You made it. You made it in a particular field, right? Don't screw this up. And I know you're burnt out. I know you're tired, but you've done it for, God, 12 years now? If I do the math right, you can do it for 2 more years. Because it's either do it 2 years now or potentially do it 12. And then it doesn't mean your boss is going to be, and it sounds like you're doing well. And I don't know if you realize this, but if this is the only job you've had in the only industry, if you drop out of this industry and then go work, and then like, okay, I retire. Oh, now I got to go back to work. You may not fit well with another industry. And while you're making this level of money, I would secure your freedom so you never have to answer to a boss again. And that is totally worth it. Like, you have a very interesting hobby you do on the side, and that's fun. And you have a job that you just fit in and everything's great. Dude, try working in an industry where you don't fit in and you're not paid this amount of money. To you right now, getting to the $2 million mark is a 2-year endeavor. For people to get to the $2 million mark, that is a 40 to 50 year endeavor, of which the vast majority of people never make it. Quit being a pussy. Put your time in. What I would do, if you haven't read it, God, it's the last book you need, but you have the money for it. Okay. So go get this book and read about the point and purpose of a career and learn how to zen out. All right. If there's something that particularly bothers you, stop fretting about it. Stop worrying about it. Don't let it bother you. Just get it done. Don't even think about your 2 years. All right. Get it done. And just chill. Just come on, man. You can do this. You got this. And then you're free for the rest of your life. You don't ever have to answer to anyone ever again, man. You're free. So I would do, what are we? I guess 2024. Is that what get you 2 years? Do your 2 years. Be happy. And then you're done. You can do whatever you want. Okay. But I would really try to like maybe meditate or learn how to let things go. It doesn't sound like there's a lot of agitation. It just sounds like the volume of work. And, oh, you don't want to go to boring meetings. Oh, hey, everybody. Do you know this guy doesn't like going to meetings? Because I know I sure as hell enjoyed going to meetings where like less than 5% of the time it has anything to do with your job. But interestingly enough, this one guy over here, he doesn't like meetings. Oh, that's because, yeah, there's a lot of jobs out there where you don't deal with meetings or bullshit. So, all right. So we answer that too. Where to live? I like to stay here because I enjoy my side gig and my friends, but let me know if there's another way to think about this as maybe more cost effective. If you think I should move. No, I think you should stay there because you're happy. I know I wouldn't stay there. I'd be screaming to get out, but man, you got your friends in your mid-30s still. I envy you. That's totally worth where you live. And you seem to like it. You seem to fit well there, man. I would not leave until the social life goes away. And now maybe if you're going to stick around there for a couple more years, well, then maybe you do have to work more than 2 years because the cost of living are higher there. Although you do have a pretty cheap apartment. But the number one thing in life is friends, man. Number one thing. Kind of the premise of this book, actually. And I would just stay there and hang out. And then what will happen is your friends will go away, either because they get old. I'd like to think the area you're in keeps people there and keeps them single and moving and going. And maybe you could extend your surrogate family. Essentially, that's what it is. That's what I had in my mind, is that like all my friends from college, we'd all still be friends. We kind of like form a family because very few of us want to have children. Well, many people got married. A lot of them didn't have kids. Some of them did have kids, but in either case, once that marriage goes, it's over. And so maybe you got a little bit more of a lease on life with your friendship and your social life, but I have a feeling it will end. And then it'll be time to go. And you'll be like, oh, no one's hanging out anymore. Maybe you don't get excited about doing your gig anymore. What I think you're going to run into, whether you realize this or not, is that without You're working 60 hours a week. Do you have any idea how hard that is to fill that time with? Your gig is not going to fill in 60 hours a week. I have a feeling you're going to be that's one thing you are going to have to sit and think about. What are you going to do with all that time? You run a high risk of becoming an alcoholic or getting into drugs and ruining your life. So before you retire, this is very important. Before you retire, you better have a plan B. So the day you retire, okay, take a month or two off. I remember one time after work and school, I finally had I think I had a month off, and all I did was read Foxtrot books, Calvin and Hobbes, Bloom County. I just read all those comic books. It was wonderful. All right, that'll last about a month or two, especially with your work ethic and your hustle. You are going to have to find something to do. Maybe go to get a doctorate. I mean, something you're going to have to occupy your mind with. So I know you think you're an introvert. You are going, but then yet you really enjoy your friends. And your friends have jobs. Like, what are you going to do at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday? Take it from me, I know. Right? Even if you do have friends, they got jobs. Like, yeah, man, booze. That's what you're going to do. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to go down to the bar, talk to all the old, rich, retired people. Or maybe just the retired people. Or just the alcoholics. But I'm not too worried about you slipping into some kind of vice that's going to ruin your life. But that's a risk. You are going to have to find something to do. So you better find out what your next job is going to be. It could be fun. It could be part-time, but you sound like a type of guy who might want to Uber. Could you do that? You're going to need, I know you know what you're going to, I'm an introvert. I don't know about that. You start evaluating plan B. And you do not give up your job until you know what plan B is, because it is going to be way worse. Having too much to do is a lot better than having nothing to do at all and not having enough to do. I mean, that's my amazing skills. I always find something to do, even though I don't have to do it. And now my house has turned out to be a pretty cool place. It's turned out to be really schwanky. I am a kind of piece to be like, oh yeah, man, if I was single, I could get some of that hot South Dakota tail. So yeah, no, I'm kind of happy. But if this was in a place where there were hot chicks, like not the U.S., like, man, this is kind of a schwank pad. I could impress some girls. Oh, you'd have to get him back to your pad. Oh, yeah, I'm short. That's too bad. No. If there's another way to think about this that's maybe more cost effective, you think I should move. I don't think you should move, because I think you're happy where you are, and I would stay there until it's time, the environment changes on you, that it's time to leave. What I would do with your extra free time, though, is I would absolutely travel. And then if you have not read it, do I have a copy of it? No, I don't have a copy of it. Get the book Reconnaissance Man and absolutely read that. And not only read it, execute on it. Now, you're too busy with work right now, but part of your very next job. And you know what? Maybe that's your plan B. That's what my plan B was when I was 31. I said, F this, I'm done. I went out adventuring, mountain climbing, hiking, riding across the country, motorcycle ride, did it. And it's still going on. I had a job stint there for about a year, and then I worked security again for quite some time. But it's been like 16 years of adventuring and travel. I think that's a job. Find out where to go. You got the money. I might toss Andrew Henderson a couple bucks, nomadcapitalist.com. That would definitely be worth your time to consider. But I would not move away yet, because why would you move? You have people go their entire lives to recoup and try and find what they once had in college or high school, which is gone forever. And just so you know, getting married and having kids, no, people aren't social anymore. There's no community. Go read my post on my blog about how conservatives and libertarians are no longer capable of forming community. You have it, man. You have it. That's more valuable than your salary. And that sounds like, well, really? Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah. Life after retirement. Interesting to hear your thoughts on my current plans for post-retirement projects, potential businesses. Okay, good. All right. Your dream life is to continue what you do, but in a professional setting. Again, I don't want to identify what you do. Swing for the fences, become a real estate entrepreneur. Oh. And what? Put all your capital at risk? I currently have investments. Yeah, you want to invest in real estate when Uncle Joe just put a rental moratorium and killed any cash flow or profit. Minneapolis and St. Paul just said, oh, we're going to have rent control. So while state, federal, and local governments are all start basically saying, yeah, you really don't own real estate. Now you want to get into real estate. Just invest in real estate investment trust and be done with it. I know you're doing it for participatory and for something to do in life. But man, why don't you just go gamble? I mean, your odds are better playing blackjack, to be honest. I don't want to identify where you are. Oh, that's an interesting town you have property in. Very interesting. This is like the only business that could get me into the high 8-figure knife. What do you, dude? You need to read this. You need to read it. Why do you need to get in the high 8-figure? I'm not saying don't do. There's nothing wrong, but what do you enjoy that? Would that make you happy? Would you have fun doing it? When's the last time you went fishing? Do you know how to ride a motorcycle? Have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever gone kayaking? I know you consider this a dude bro business. No, I don't, because you actually have experience in business. You know how to calculate cash flow. You've actually worked a real job. You're not some washed up boomer who doesn't have like borrowing 105% loan to value. This happened back in the day. And would create strip malls and then, oh, I'm going to flip it. I'm considering a slow methodical, which is different than methodological approach to it. Low capital. Oh, here's your business ideas. Low capital investment business, personal finance consulting. That I would do personal financial consulting. That's what I would do. You have a unique niche that you could serve in that capacity, in especially your particular industry. There's no capital investment. None of your money's at risk. You know, and maybe I just come from a very risk-averse position, but I would not give up any. I mean, okay, let's say you want to do real estate investing. Okay, then I'd work 3 years or 4 years so I have my $2 million nest egg and FU money, and then I have $1 million to gamble with in case, you know, President Cortez decides to over nationalizing anyone who has a lot of money. Because it's the patriarchy. YouTube channel. Yeah, I do a YouTube channel. Yes, that's more fun. I've helped my friends set up their finances and accounts, and they seem appreciative. I wonder if this is a scalable business. Look, you have money. You don't need any more money. What do you care if it's scalable or not? You retire. You're supposed to have fun now. Okay? Now, unless you're Dan Pena, I just did a video, I think before this one, where he enjoys it, fine, okay. Or you want to become a consultant, you want to help out younger people, okay. But it doesn't matter if you make the money, as long as you don't lose it. I got to tell you about Disco Duke. I'm definitely going to tell you about Disco. Small business idea. I won't mention it because I don't want other people to get it, okay. My mom is skilled at making something. That's a physical product. Then you got to deal with health code. No. I mean, you can. I would front your mom the money. You know? Okay, I'm 52% owner in this. Do you really want to run a company that requires physical production? Do you? Okay, before you execute on any of these business ideas, all right, you have to take at least 1 year off and do fun things. You cannot just quit one business working to go and work on another business working. And entrepreneurial as these might be, they sound boring as hell. Because I don't want to look at another Schedule E. Matter of fact, I'm never looking at another Schedule E in my life. I don't want to set up another LLC. I don't want to set up bank accounts. I don't want another EIN number. What why don't you, out of all these, doing the consulting sounds the best. Because you just need a laptop, maybe a camera if you want to do Skyping and Zoom. And then you just consult and advise. That's what I would do. You can help out your ma if you want. Yeah, so I can't tell you where to live. That's where Reconnaissance Man comes in, but definitely travel. That'd be your next job. Take some time off. Absolutely pursue your dream. I don't want to mention what it is again because it would identify you. It's so funny. All these girls want to find a well-rounded, interesting guy who makes a lot of money. Well, here he is, ladies. Oh, he's off the market. Oh. I think you need to get to Vegas. I think you need to hike in Utah. I think you need to hike the Appalachians. I think you need to ride a motorcycle. I think you need to kayak. I think you need to travel the world. I think you need to find a plan B overseas. I think you need to get yourself some You cannot be working all the time. So HQ out of where you are now, do some reconnaissance, reconnoiter the country. Don't become a real estate investor. God, don't. There you go. All right. Let's see if we got any super chats. Johnny Vegas, $10. Sir Capeth. Would you do machine learning, data science, or networking architecture? Ooh, just moved into networking, but data seems to be everything. You got me, man. I don't know. Like network engineer, I mean, that is a lot of people went into school for that. I don't know if I do machine data science, yes, but AI, I'm not I guess I'd go that route. That seems to be the newer of the fields. You're asking the wrong guy. I'm sure somebody more experienced in the field than me can put a comment down below, and if anyone would be, I'd really appreciate it. Scrolling. Be strong. $2. Did the ladies treat you better as a jerk? Me? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're unaware of that, be strong. I strongly recommend. I recommend you read Rational Male by Roel Tomasi. A very watered down version is that girls are flooded with nice guys and attention, and it doesn't matter what the absolute value of that is, whether it's abuse or attention, it's the volume, and they're flooded with it, and anything that is ubiquitous is worthless. If you have infinite supply, it's worthless. This is why if you're nice and likes and things, girls immediately have a visceral, natural reaction, just as you do. I mean, do you like first time you get a phone call, oh, who's calling me? But after like 1,000 phone calls and it's all telemarketers, you hate those people. Everything goes into spam or voicemail. Heck, love, you don't even set up voicemail, so you don't have to text me. It's the same thing there. It's not irrational on women's part at all. So if you're a jerk, not mean or evil, but you could be rude, certainly aloof and dismissive, cold, callous, disinterested. Yes. And sometimes, sadly, yeah, if you're a jerk, yeah. Because they're like, what? And it scares them. Well, I can't get this guy. I have to prove it. And it's weird. It's wrong. I don't like it. I was talking to somebody recently, and we're talking about how it takes a lot of energy to actually be mean, or not mean, but to be a jerk. Because not only is it more polite, you just want to treat people nice if you like them. You would like for them to like you in return. And it takes a lot of energy to be mean. It takes a lot of energy to be a jerk. When your natural visceral reaction, oh, I'd like to, whatever, what we're stupid in, I'm going to get her flowers. Oh, I had a nice day. I'm going to get her a flower next time. No, dude, you don't call her for 2 weeks. You'd like to, but you have to differentiate yourself. You have to provide scarcity, which is the opposite. You don't provide scarcity. You withdraw supply and create scarcity. You might be in a great conversation on the phone, like, hey, I got to get going. Like you text, you don't call. It's stupid. Those are the rules. So if you take an economic approach to it, like a law of supply, it makes a little bit more sense. But Rollo goes into a much deeper dive and why that is from a psychosociological genetic standpoint. And yeah, and just so you know, wife game doesn't change either. You still gotta put them on ice. Like, no, we're not doing that. The best word, no. That's what keeps the sex coming. You tell the girl, no. Why? Because I said so. All right, that it? That's it. Yeah, so someone says data science. Fred, Jason, Fred's alive. I just talked to him. Fred's alive. So thank God Fred's alive. Yep, he's not dead. He was busy with professional things. Sub Knowlton, $5. I got my dual citizenship. I'm considered relocating to Ireland. What do you think, Cappy? Thanks, Roy. Go there. Go live there. Check it out. Absolutely. I mean, I'm Scandinavian according to the DNA report, but the Clary name did come from Ireland. So I'd like to go get my dual citizenship. There's just only so much time in the day. Yeah, go do it now. It's better. Look, Ireland might be sinking as well, but maybe it's not sinking as fast as the USS Titanic. All right. So if you'd like to get on that boat, it's better to have a boat, two boats, both of which are going to sink because one boat might sink later. But yeah, go over there and check it out. All right. That's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.